Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
A community's trust broken after a failed response in Uvalde. Blame targeting the school district's police chief. This man may actually get his own response now. Will he be out of a job and off the city council? The meeting that could change all that coming up.
Also, he was caught on camera. Now San Antonio police say that they know who the nude man in that neighborhood is, his arrest, and what else investigators are revealing. Plus,
supporting a symphony goes way beyond supporting classical music in San Antonio. It means a vibrant downtown.
Could a new symphony be closer to breaking San Antonio's silence? The multi-million-dollar plan in the works. But first, tensions rising in Uvalde. The calls to strip Pete Arredondo of his title as school district police chief just seem to be growing by the day.
And now the Uvalde CISD School Board is holding a special meeting on Saturday to discuss that possibility. The night team's John Paul Barajas has been in Uvalde all day, speaking with the people there and also trying to track down school officials.
Why do you think it took the school district so long to actually consider firing Pete?
Because they got on their.
Nearly 2 months after the deadliest school shooting in Texas, the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District School Board announced it'll consider stripping District Police Chief Pete Arredondo of his title in a special meeting Saturday. Arredondo has been on administrative leave since June 22nd. Uvalde resident Marina Camacho says she isn't satisfied.
They knew since the beginning that he had messed up. They should have done that a long time ago. A very long time ago.
District officials heard from parents during a more than 3-hour-long school board meeting Monday night.
This isn't the end. This is just the beginning of a war that you guys created.
Making it clear they want Arredondo out. They even threatened to remove Superintendent Hal Harrell of his job if it didn't happen. The Associated Press reports Harrell recommended firing Arredondo the next day. A man who tells us he's a second cousin of Arredondo's had this to say.
I think Pete should resign. He should resign by himself. It's only fair for the school system, and for the people.
Coming from his own family member, even though it's distant, why do you think you feel that way?
Well, I'm being honest about it.
We tried getting comment from school officials after their closed safety and security meeting. The few we were able to catch didn't stop.
It's always going to be in his conscience. I can't sleep. I hope him and everybody else that got involved can't sleep either.
Be a man, be a man and resign,
In Uvalde, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Two new developments tonight in the migrant tragedy in San Antonio. A federal jury returned 2 indictments today, a grand jury. 46-year-old Amaro Zamorano and a 28-year-old Christian Martinez facing human smuggling charges. One count involved death, the other is serious injury. Both suspects still in federal custody without bond tonight. Investigators say they were involved in the transporting of dozens of migrants in the back of an 18-wheeler. 53 people died after they were found trapped in the back of that big rig last month. A trial date has not been set yet. And there are migrants that seek asylum. It is legal. And as that process plays out, a lot of these people make their way through San Antonio to travel to their family members in other parts of the U.S. A lot of people show up at the Migrant Resource Center in San Antonio. But some neighbors in the area noticed a lot of those people actually outside in the hot sun.
Mucho frío allá, demasiado.
The Migrant Center is air conditioned, but this father from Venezuela says it's too much, it's too cold. He doesn't want his children to get sick inside. So they sit outside. They gather in the shade outside storefronts of a nearby retail center. The city says it is asking these migrants not to congregate in retail areas or parking lots in the area around the Migrant Resource Center off San Pedro, where donations are being dropped off by the public.
Now to a story that's affecting everyone. More people are going to the San Antonio Food Bank. The lines there are getting longer as more people face rent, utility, and gas hikes. Now, you saw people suffer during the pandemic, but tonight we're going to show you how inflation is impacting families in a different way.
Going to the grocery store and spending $100 a week, that's $400 a month.
We've all seen it. Money isn't going as far, and families are forced to find ways to make ends meet.
I just make sure to get what I need and not
purchase. I do know people close to me that do go to the food bank, just for bare necessities.
Volunteers at the San Antonio Food Bank are filling trunks of cars with boxes of food, milk, and fruits to help nourish families.
And it's directly related to this economic impact of inflation.
Eric Cooper is the food bank's president and CEO. Summers are already busy since kids are out of school and families are serving more meals at home. Add to that inflation that stretched families past their limit.
We typically see about 90,000 people a week. That number has now gone over 100,000 people a week looking for food.
To put that into perspective, during the pandemic shutdown, the food bank served 120,000 people a week. Many of those people couldn't work. This time, many do have jobs. They're just not making enough.
They can't afford to put food on the table and pay their utility bills, and so they're coming to us.
Inflation is also leading to another challenge at the food bank. There's less food on the shelves.
The supply chain is still disrupted. Our costs for transportation and logistics have gone up, and to be honest, there's less food that we're able to source in this environment.
But the food bank is not giving up.
We'll be able to do what we can to make sure those needs are met. So families, please, if you're struggling, reach out to the food bank.
And you can help too. The food bank needs volunteers. So if you want to sign up, make a donation, or find a food distribution site, just get in touch with the food bank. You can call them. Their number's on your screen. It's 210-337-3663. You can also log on to safoodbank.org. And we also have that link for you on our website, KSAT.com.
The San Antonio police have a mystery on their hands tonight. A woman's body found in front of an abandoned home on San Luis Street on the west side. Now investigators trying to answer two questions. Who is she and who left her there? A witness called police saying they saw someone drop the body off around 2 this afternoon. It's unclear if the woman was shot or stabbed. If you have information that can help in this case, call San Antonio police. Now to a Nightbeat update. He was caught on camera and now police say they caught up with him. A man nude in a neighborhood now under arrest. We showed you this video last week. People living near Nacogdoches Road in Thousand Oaks say he was seen on their doorbell cameras, naked, touching himself inappropriately. They shared the evidence with police. Gilbert Ramos was arrested yesterday before midnight. Right now, the 36-year-old facing a charge of indecent exposure. 2 years ago, he was arrested in a similar case. Investigators say he walked around naked in the Timberwood Park area.
She was run over and killed, and her husband, David Estrada, is accused of doing it. Now, the Minga Pesqueda's family says that she was abused weeks before she died. Now, today was the third day of the Estrada trial. The victim's sister took the stand, and she told a jury that she saw Estrada repeatedly punch his wife outside of a family birthday party in 2020. 2 weeks later, Pesqueda was killed. Police say that Estrada claimed that someone else ran her over. They say that he changed his story after seeing photos of blood and damage to his truck.
And then he tried to kind of blame her for not jumping out of the way, like she should have known.
Estrada is now free on bond while his trial takes place. If convicted, he faces up to 99 years in prison.
All right, now for a look at your headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. A GPS tracker led San Antonio police right to this guy. Investigators say it was on a piece of heavy machinery that Rene Gonzalez is accused of stealing. A backhoe reportedly stolen from an east side business this morning. Officers tracked it down to a home on the west side. Gonzalez snapped at our cameras when he saw him. Didn't have much to say, though. Along with the backhoe, he's also accused of stealing firearms, cash, and lawn equipment. Police say he may also have a warrant for a car burglary out in another county. A name change now permanent for a West Side community. Street signs now mark a roadway that residents fought to change several years ago. It is now historic Old Highway 90 again. City leaders first changed the name to Enrique Barrera Parkway back in 2015 to honor the former city councilman. Businesses in the area argued that caused confusion. It hurt their businesses, the community's identity. Back in February, council members voted to change the name back, and now signs are up to return the road to historic Old Highway 90. New Old Highway 90 signs. That's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
5 people agreed to give $20 million to an endowment. Everything is fixed.
We know that San Antonio lost its symphony not too long ago, but there is an effort to bring it back. The multi-million-dollar plan that's starting to take shape.
And KSAT investigates a military upgrade when it comes to several local law enforcement. What was uncovered in San Marcos? That story next on the Nightbeat. Meeting a need or militarizing police. These mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, or MRAPs as they called, once belonged to the U.S. military. Today they belong to several local police departments. They account for part of the nearly $10 million worth of military equipment sent to local law enforcement. KSAT Investigates learned more than a fourth of that was sent to the San Marcos PD alone. The department refused our interview request. The vehicles and gear, part of a federal program that makes surplus military items available to law enforcement for free. But there are mixed feelings about whether this helps or hurts police.
It absolutely does go against the grain of community policing. It absolutely sends the wrong message.
The Cuero Police Department among several departments that received an MRAP as well. Their police chief says the vehicle filled a much needed void that city's budget just could not.
This is our SWAT vehicle if it's needed for that. But we don't have another tactical vehicle.
The KSAT Investigates reached out to several departments who have participated in this military program. You can read more about how they've used the military gear right now on KSAT.com.
Now to a Nightbeat update. Building a fall season, an endowment, and the trust of the community and musicians. It's a lot. It's what former members of the now dissolved San Antonio Symphony Society are up to this summer. The Night Team's Patty Santos tells us the musicians of the San Antonio Symphony have a new board and they're putting together a new plan.
The ultimate goal is, grow this into a great orchestra for the city and, continue the work that the San Antonio Symphony did for the 83 years of its existence.
Brian Pekovich has been working tirelessly to secure a business plan to move forward not only with the fall season, but an endowment to support the future of the orchestra.
We've been knocking on the doors of our core supporters over time.
If 5 people agree to give $20 million to an endowment, everything is fixed, which, $100 million endowment is not on all lifesaver, but it will bring the crucial part to the table, that is security of job security.
Former San Antonio Symphony Music Director Emeritus Sebastian Lang-Lessing says a hefty endowment will ensure the organization is not existing payroll to payroll. He thinks the endowment board should have a county and city representative to hold the organization accountable and provide guidance, along with musician members. Lang-Lessing says the new organization will also need a better structured accounting and budgeting process, and he wants to see a management balance between the board and its CEO.
All of this will avoid the problems of the past. And now it gives us also the opportunity to build an organization that is more attuned to the needs of the 21st century.
The new organization will have a big focus on community arts education. Lang-Lessing says a strong endowment can also make the symphony more accessible and affordable to our community.
40% of our budget has to come through ticket sales. That's unrealistic, especially in a demographic like San Antonio.
And several musicians have already left to take jobs in other cities. Well, orchestra leaders say they really have to work to reassure musicians that they have a secure future here in San Antonio. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
And now we're going to take a live look outside. Sky 12 over the quarry, 86 degrees right now. And we're just going to keep getting more of the same, Adam.
Yeah,
we are. I did modify a little piece of the forecast.
Oh, really?
Well, there's a little rain chance back in it. Unfortunately, it's nothing significant, but baby steps, right?
Exactly.
Dream.
Yeah, exactly. It's just baby steps. It's something. I want to talk record high temperatures, though. Take a look at the state today. Now, just of the listed sites there, the vast majority were records highlighted in blue, including us here in San Antonio. 104, the high temperature, and that was a record high by 3 degrees. The average being 95, and of course the old record 101, set back in 1996. So now we're at 41 for the count of 100-degree days so far this year, and that ties for third place of all-time rankings for 100-degree days in a year. And tomorrow will be 42. We'll have to update this and put 2022 in the third place position. To put it in perspective, back in 2009 when we had 59 total, by this date we had 28. So we are far outpacing the record so far. 88 right now. Dew point is 73, very sticky, so it feels like it's 96 degrees. And for the most part, we're in the 80s. Of course, a little bit warmer farther to the west. Uvalde 91, Cotulla 92, and Del Rio still at 99. But 84 Gonzales, 87 Stinson on the south side, and Bandera now at 88. Going ahead tomorrow, I think we'll trim off a few degrees compared to what we had today, but still record challenging. 102 tomorrow will tie the record. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then even into next week, for the most part, will be in the low 100s. So we're obviously looking for some rain. We need some rain. This is a look at the aquifer just since March 1st. And you see the steady decline all the way up through now. Now, we still have stage 2 watering restrictions here for SAWS customers. And one thing I want to point out, the y-axis here, is the range of it is the all-time low aquifer reading and the all-time high. So we're really comparing the aquifer since March 1st to the all-time extremes of the lowest and the highest. So let's talk about rainfall. We had some in other parts of Texas, and actually north of us they'll see more rain even in the coming days. But that's where the activity has been. Even that isn't all that significant. Upper level high, Big Blue H over Arizona. It's going to slide eastward and open the door for a steering flow from the Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic. However, not even a swirl out there to develop. No development expected over at least the next 5 days in the Atlantic Basin, which includes the Gulf and the Caribbean, of course. So even though the door will be open for a moisture-rich little tropical disturbance to move in, it doesn't look like anything is going to be available. 79 tomorrow morning, 92 at noon, 102 the high temperature. It'll feel like it's between 102 and 105. Pretty much everybody at or above 100 degrees tomorrow. A few exceptions, maybe 99 in Bernie and Helotes, but otherwise Lavernio 102 along with Seguin and 103 in Hondo. Stone Oak about 101. Here's that little difference. Wednesday of next week, I do think we could see a few of those afternoon pop-up thunderstorms develop. So right now we threw in that 10% chance. I know it's not much, but it's the little victories, I guess, in this situation, and it's something for now.
Something. We'll take whatever we can get. Thank you.
All right, he is someone who is very well known in the community for what he does, what his family has done.
Yeah.
Good to see he's getting some national recognition.
Yeah, Rashad Wisdom is a hard-hitting safety for UTSA,
Yes.
and we know what he's doing with the Bryce Wisdom Foundation, and he is now getting recognized for his work on and off the field, for his work in the classroom, and for just being a all-around good person. And in the NFL, Dak Prescott is happy that his #1 tight end is back. Coming up.